And I welcome you today to CSC Talk Radio. It's my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to be here with you today. It is Free for All Friday. Let's cut to the chase and get straight to the show. It's Free for All Friday, and this you must know. Your voice will be heard across the heart of this land. Your opinion is important, and I think you're just grand. It's Free for All Friday. Your calls are all welcome. We'll talk about almost anything you want to talk about. We deny very seldom. So get your coffee ready. It's the brew that is true. Let's get on with the show. This day is for you. It is Free for All Friday. 877-895-5410 is the number to call. That's 877-895-5410. Well, as a nation, once again, we're in mourning as another shooter takes revenge on those he believed done him wrong. He swore them to be his enemy, and he intended to kill. The fake news journalists again prove they are not journalists, but news people without the want for truth, immediately blaming the president for this attack. Our hearts go out to those who have lost loved ones, for those who are searching and mourning, living in shock and trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces and continue their lives without a loved one, without a friend, a father, a mother, a sister, a brother. The shooter's grievance went back to the year of 2012 after a column written by an Eric Hartley in 2011 in regards to the shooter's guilty plea to criminal harassment. The man has a long line of criminality, being a criminal, a hater to others. Now, who's calling for harassment now in the news? Yep, it's Mad Max. That's who's doing it against the president. This shooter's sick, deranged mind and heart was full of hate and had nothing to do with our current president. The Twitter storm of blame without facts has again, as I said earlier, proved that we the people are not getting news from our media, but opinions and what we call fake news, directed at a man and his administration for whom they hate. It's our fault, America, and it's up to us to put an end to it. Stop watching the mainstream media and let their advertisers know this is not acceptable in America, that we want truth in journalism, unbiased truth. Just give us the facts on both sides and let us form our own opinions. We're smart enough to do that, aren't we? Another shooting. We go back to Las Vegas, and a video has been released showing the cops standing in a hallway, moving very slowly while the gunman took down a crowd from the hotel window. Why? Lives could have been spared, but they stood there, waiting. We may never know why. Fear, uncertainty, lack of training, it's all being investigated yet, and this has gone on way too long. So it is Free for All Friday. Trump will have a summit with Putin. I thought that's interesting. Rosenstein goes before Congress yesterday, the last 2 days actually. I wondered what you thought of that. Trey Gowdy, he makes a lot of noise once again. But will anybody be held accountable? Or will we the people keep paying the price in dollars, in cents, S-E-N-S-E, and liberty? From Missouri, we still have Claire McCaskill. God forbid Kennedy retires. She predicted this, you know. Yeah, she voted against Gorsuch. Claire is another socialist Democrat and obstructionist. She's from Missouri, and may I suggest a change, because she's up for re-election, and we have some great alternatives. Christy Nichols, Tony Minetti, Cortland Sykes, and Peter Pfeiffer. Free for All Friday. Your calls are welcome. We'll talk about almost anything you want to talk about at 877-895-5410. That's 877-895-5410. Well, I didn't realize we had the shooter going on until till I got home last evening. I had some errands to run, some appointments to keep. And when I got home and the TV was turned on, I saw what was taking place. And it happened, I guess, in the late afternoon or early afternoon yesterday in Maryland. And it's sad. It really is sad. And we can't blame the guns. We can't blame the guns. We have to blame the shooter. He came ready to kill. Even, I don't know what they said he did, but he ruined his fingerprints, so it'd be harder to figure out who he was. He was ready to do some damage. But until I saw that, I thought this would be the top story with Rosenstein, but also the top story, since they all are trying to put the Russian collusion together, was Trump and Putin. They're going to hold their first official summit next month. It's going to happen July the 16th. That's the day before my birthday. That's the day before my birthday. July 16th. You know, this is really kind of big news, and I really thought that, that the media would have a storm on it, but we unfortunately had other distractions. But it says here in this article, and this is coming from, what is this coming from? The National Review, that President Trump and Russian leader Vladimir Putin will hold their first official summit on July 16th in the capital of Finland. Both governments announced simultaneously on Tuesday, which was a couple of days ago. President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin of the Russian Federation will meet on July 16th in Finland. The two leaders will discuss relations between the United States and Russia and on a range of national security issues. The summit is likely to stir up the controversy surrounding Trump's connections to Russia, which is what I thought we would be listening to yesterday, at a time when relations with the world power are regarded as the poorest since the Cold War. I don't know if it really is that bad, or we're just being made out to be that bad. I do think that Vladimir Putin probably wishes he had as much power as our media claims he has here in the U.S. However, there has been some collusions that have gone on, but it wasn't with President Donald Trump. And that's where I wonder if we will ever find out the truth of things. Will we ever find out the truth about our uranium being sold out, Uranium One? Will we ever find out the truth about that? That goes back to but President campaigning for President Clinton, Hillary Clinton. That goes back to her. And I would dare say that if we ever find out the truth of Uranium One, there will be names from both parties that sold America out. And I could name some names that I would suspect would be on there, but I won't, because that's just crazy. I don't have any clue other than a gut feeling. There are some rhino Republicans that were involved in that. And I would say they were probably involved in the dossier because they don't want the president to change anything. They want it all to stay the same. What would have happened if Hillary Clinton would have been elected? What do you think would have happened? Another question is, as a female, do you feel that you don't have rights? Is there anything you can't do because you're female? 877-895-5410 is the number to call. It is free for all variety. We'll talk about almost anything you want to talk about at 877-895-5410, and we will be right back.